Ooh, I did the Zoom. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first live of 2024. You are here with Barry McQueen and Angel Martinez himself. Yes, we're starting this off right at the top of the hour, the first minute of the live. We're going to give you what we're going to talk about today. So that way it makes it easier for you to know if you want to hang out and vibe with us for the rest of the hour. Keep it simple, short, and sweet. So stick around for the next 30 seconds so you know what we're going to talk about today. But that's about it. Welcome to this new live of 2024. So in today we're going to get started with some New Year's resolution. What does that mean to us? What does it mean to you? Maybe what steps you could take. We're going to share some of the goals that we have for 2024 and what our first steps look like. And I want to talk a little bit about the content journey. I want Baron to speak a little bit about his content journey in the past 3 years, and really like what learns he's gotten from it. And then we're gonna close it out and give you with a nice positive message for the rest of 2024, and maybe to hold you off till next week on Wednesday at 8 p.m. So when we do another live. But that's about it. That's my little intro, my little spiel. Besides that, let's go off the top of the dizome like how we do always. Rare, how you feeling? How's it going? Is your day heavy?
My
I
day,
don't think they know about this heavy question. If
my day has not been heavy. It was a extremely light day. That may be one of the goals to eliminate as many heavy days in 2024 as possible. Those heavy days is just when your cup is already empty and you don't have enough to pour into somebody else's cup.
mm,
Um, so that's the mention of the heavy days. Like, so if you next time you start wanting to unload on somebody, ask them, is this a heavy day for them, right? Do they got a lot going on? Is it a lot of pressure on them
shout
that
out
they
to your sister for
yes.
put me on that game because
Yeah.
I think she asked me one day, or she asked you, and then you told me about it, and I asked her about it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, it's very important before you go unload on someone, because sometimes what is the saying that people either want to be heard, they want a solution to a problem, or they just want someone to bounce an idea off of, right? Like that's like the top three things that people normally want. So
Yeah.
I feel like asking, is that a heavy day, is a good way for you to gauge, okay, what's the goal of today's
Yeah.
conversation?
What's my ask gonna be?
Like, do you need me to go? Like, are we talking about like, yo, pull up your car, like we're gonna go fight someone, we can't talk about it later, or like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening? We're not goons like that, so I just threw that out there because I saw it in a movie. But we are from
Nah,
the
I
city.
mean somebody might be one Dorito away from snapping, bro. Because
Whoa,
so when I say
one
that,
Dorito away from
I'm
snapping,
just
bro.
saying just the weight of one Dorito is just enough to make somebody snap if they already have a heavy day.
Yeah,
So just be mindful when you going in for your ask or whatever you hitting somebody up for, whether it's money, whether it's advice. Do the humane thing and ask how their day was. Is this a good day to be asking any questions? So then you can gauge and say, you know what? I understand. I want to respect your time. Is it a better day? Maybe I should try another day.
yeah. Like, let's schedule
Nobody's
this
gonna,
out.
yeah.
Let's prep for what we're about to talk about. That's a good idea. I mean, I think that's a great segue getting into our conversation today. Just finding out, checking in first with
Yeah.
someone before you go kind of like, whatever emotional kind of roller coaster you want to kind of go down.
This how you
Um,
know I don't care. Look at my hair, man. It's like
bro,
frizz
I was the same thing, literally. This was so weird. This was, people are
here.
going to watch this, and I'm going to probably watch this back because I've lately started to watch back all my lives. Before I didn't watch them. It was just a thing. We'll talk about that in a second. But yo, it's so weird when people watch this and they're gonna be like, y'all are so similar. What is this, right?
I do not
Like
care.
I was having the same look at this. What is that?
I do
Like I
not
was
care.
gonna go get my gel and I was like, you know what? No. I'm gonna go
I was
on.
gonna put a hat on. Nah, I don't.
You
Bro.
definitely
It
letting
was
it grow.
it was the end of the year, yo. So it was just like I'm just locked in on focus on closing out stuff. I'm not going to no more events. I'm not going nowhere. And I'm like, you know what? My barber, he need a break too, right? So I just was like, look,
Didn't he hit you up and go, yo, like your
yeah,
hair? I know
Because,
you.
bro, I'm like a every week. My hair grow fast. So,
That's a budget thing. Like you
yeah,
definitely have a haircut budget for the.
haircut budget is real.
If y'all don't know, when the pandemic started, I actually went on this journey. I've for a long time have wanted to learn how to fade and cut my own hair. And the pandemic just kind of forced it upon me. But yeah, I actually cut my hair for straight 3 years. And one time, after the third year, I said, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna go to the barber shop. I'm gonna hang out because when you hang out with a barber, it's a psychological thing. Like you feel like you reset yourself. We don't even have to talk. Like for all those barbers out there that I bless sometimes, where I go and I drop you $100 bill for your haircut, it's because I don't get haircuts often. I cut my own hair. I know how hard your job is, but we don't have to talk. I could just sit there and we just vibe off of each other's energy. Like I don't want to say
My barber
anything.
don't even speak English, so shout out to Dave. He don't even speak English. He come in, I sit down, he put my cape on, he like, same way, cool. And we don't talk until it's time to pay.
How's it look? Right afterwards. But let's get right into it. Today, third day of the new year. We're definitely hitting it strong. There's a lot of stuff we've done in just 3 days, let alone what we're about to do in this next year. But let's talk a little bit about the first thing that people think about when it comes to New Year's. The first thing that people probably have already written down, shared on social media. I mean, I don't think this year there was a lot of those New Year's resolutions shared. Yeah. I think a lot of the stuff I saw on social media was like, check out what I did in 2023, kind of like recap. But let's talk about that. Like New Year's resolutions, what does that mean to you? Be blunt, keep it real. Tell us what's up.
The last time I had an actual New Year's resolution, I ran that same resolution for the following 3 years. So what it tells me is it's bullshit.
I'm gonna drink my water while
you don't have to have a resolution. You don't have to make this announcement. Hey, this is the resolution. Like just do the work. Whatever you think the resolution is, why you don't even have to say it out loud, because even you saying out loud, you putting it on social media, you telling all your friends and family, that's still not going to hold you accountable, even though you told all of those people. So I'll recommend you just do what you're going to do without making an announcement about it. Like for me, I put out a lot of content in 2023.
And right? There's still so much you're sitting on.
Oh my gosh.
People don't understand how much you're sitting on.
What I learned recently, though, is even though I've been strategic with putting out content not as frequently, the results have not changed. The growth is still the same from the old content. So I think that's kind of what puts me in a space of like, yeah, I can go and run it up and I could do 3 posts a day if I need to, but it's like the content that is out there, people are consuming still. Why even do the extra right now? I feel like I don't need to.
And that's okay, right? Because that's something that you've internalized. You've said, look, I've put the stuff out there, whether the numbers are there or not, that the audience is engaging with stuff. And we have this conversation a lot with clients when it comes down, me on the content creation side, you on the PR marketing, like what does that story tell for your entire brand? But we talk about when the audience finds you, when your ideal client finds you, what are they going to consume? Are they going to consume one video? Or do you have at least 10, maybe 30, whatever your goal, whatever you set for yourself to have, but don't have one. Please don't have one video. Please don't have like 2 or 3 videos. Like at least get to 10. Bare minimum, get to 10 so that people can consume something as you prepare whatever it is that you're coming up with next. I feel like a lot of people go through this self-sabotage anxiety where you're like, I don't have enough, right? And then you're like, I can't create enough. And then like, what is it going to take to create that? And then you get to a point where you're not driven anymore by what you want to do, and you're already exhausted. I think that's what a lot of people say, be quiet before you accomplish something, or like move in silence. There's a
Yeah.
lot of ways they say it, but I don't think it's the fact of not sharing it with the people closely around you. I think the idea is don't go sharing it with the world, because then the world is going to start to hold you accountable, and if you're not ready to be held accountable for what you've said,
Yeah.
now you're going to be in a like an endless cycle of disappointment, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is that you share those goals with the people that are going to hold you accountable, and then you're moving in silence in that way, and when you achieve them, then the public gets to see it. That's where that's how I've internalized those sayings. It's bullshit. Don't be quiet about your goals.
Yeah.
Tell the right people. Don't just go telling everybody, because some people's are haters. You don't know, man. Sometimes the closest people near you are the biggest haters. So
That's a fact.
it's a tricky world to navigate out there. So just be careful with how you invest your energy, and what you use to fill your cup. Like, I want to go back to that cup question about is your day heavy?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't go through the self-reflection of what fills my cup, what gets me going in the morning, what do I enjoy doing the most. We have friends that tell us, I love to do this job, but I just wish I didn't have to like go work for this company. Like, they want to do it themselves, but then they're like, I want to go do, I don't know, I want to sell lemons, and they really want to like sell apples or something, right? Like, no, you just stopped liking selling apples because you had to do it for someone else, right? Don't go selling lemons just because you didn't like the environment you were in. You really enjoy selling apples. Go back to that, but just find a way for you to do that in your own way. I think you have a very unique way of saying it when it comes down to someone working for someone else, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is my thing. Like, people go to these jobs, and it could take one person to piss them off at work, and they hate the job. And it's like, do you really hate the job? Or if that one person was removed, you would not mind going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the way life works. You're not going to be working with everybody that you like. You're dealing with different personalities. People got their own struggles and stuff that they battle with, stuff that they dealing with at home that they bring to work. You could have just been a victim of a argument at somebody's house before they got to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. It's just like, I think people don't understand that aspect of like, yo, until you work for yourself, there's always going to be somebody at your job you don't like. Because you're going to be somebody that other people don't like at work. It could be you, right?
Yeah. That's so true.
That's what you're going to run into, and that's not going to change. So you can go from job to job until you think you found the right one where everybody's nice and you just love the camaraderie, until one person pisses you off,
or one person gets fired, and then there's a new person down the group,
right? Or somebody didn't bring in for the potluck. And now everybody look. It's so much could go wrong at work, right? So that part is just like, yo, just keep your head down and do your work, man. Get out of there.
There's a book I've been trying to find. It has to do with like your state of flow. Like, I feel like everyone finds this thing whenever they're doing something they really enjoy, where they're just happy at doing it, removing all these external things, like, people at work or whatever. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen there's this meme where this guy's like doing popcorn, and he's just like dancing as he's like serving up the popcorn, and he puts the butter and spins the thing and puts some more popcorn on it, and you could tell he's really loving serving that popcorn.
Yeah.
You know damn well he don't like working at the movie theater, but the fact that he's enjoying his time and he's made it his own way. Yeah. And then now someone on social media, someone saw that and was like, yo, he started recording it and putting it on social media, and it blew through the roof, right? Because you caught someone, a human being, in a state of flow, in a state of, like, I don't know how we can explain it, because we deal with a lot of sleepless nights, and people don't like, where do you get the energy from? It's not the Red Bull, it's not the coffee. I'm telling you, the energy comes from somewhere else. So, man, I love it. I love this conversation. I love the fact that we're talking about it. But overall, New Year's resolutions are bullshit. Don't go labeling what the reality is. What are we really doing, B? What are we trying to do?
You know what the one I hate the most?
Which one?
Starting January 1, I'm gonna hit the gym.
The usual fitness goal.
Why does everybody do this?
I've seen so many posts about that.
It's new year, new me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get my 6-pack this year, and all it take is one person bring donuts to work, and you done.
A warm box Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. You got no willpower, because if you did, this wouldn't be the 4th year in a row that fitness was your bro. I have a Planet Fitness membership. I probably use that thing 3 times a year.
You used it one time in 2023,
bro.
I think once or twice. You said, "Yo,
I went a whole week though. That was a whole week. I went a whole week that week. But it's just, I'm not a gym guy. Like, the best exercise for me would be going to the basketball court
or doing a photo shoot. You sweat a lot.
I'll be active. That's the thing, man. Like, I don't gain weight. I just maintain the weight that I have. Or I lose some here, and then, you know, my wife do some curry or something. You feel me? I pick that thing back up. But for the most part, like, that's my best version of fitness. Is if I could just go full court, run basketball games, I'm cool. Like,
or bowling. You're gonna get into bowling recently. No,
that's not really fitness though. It's not active enough.
It's more like
basketball.
Yeah, basketball definitely is a little bit more. I know that you're gonna try to get into golf. And if there's any golf sponsors out there watching, yes, you know, we're willing to go. I had someone hit me up today, bro. I'm going to talk about what I did today because I was impressed even with myself. I don't know what came over me, but 2024, y'all about to see something different. And it's not because of this New Year's resolution bullshit that this is the year. Honestly, guys, I've been saying this is the year for a hot minute, for many years, right? Because you feel this sense of energy, you feel this sense of new thing coming about, and you're like, yeah, this is going to be the year. I'm going to do it. No one starts the year off and says, I'm going to suck this year, right? You want to start with this real good energy. But when you don't push past those uncomfortable things that you're not comfortable doing, you're going to stay in that same, like you said, every year I've been saying I want to go to the gym until I push past this uncomfortable thing. And I feel like this year what set me apart differently than other years is that I set some goals and some next steps. What does that next step look like, as opposed to what does this mountain of a goal look like that I need to overcome, right?
Yeah.
So let's jump into that. What are some goals that you have? And maybe what's the first step towards those goals, or maybe one of those goals?
So I want to be very clear, and I want to say this on record.
Go ahead, because this is going to be documented. It's inside of our channels right now.
In 2024, people are going to see less of me. And that's intentional. That's not just on social media. That's in real life. I'm going to be super strategic to the events I attend, the company I keep. I'm not even going to be as active on Instagram and these platforms as I was in 2023. Because if by now 60 podcast episodes, 150 reels, you don't know who I am and can't find no content on me, shame on you. Right? And then when I get inspired to ramp up, then I will, because I got to really put my head down and focus on what I'm focused on. And what I'm focusing on is not happening on Instagram.
So before you share your goals, I want to just really stop there for a second. So you went through a season. This is what people talk about when they're like, this is your season. Maybe you're not getting clients. That's your season of learning, all this kind of stuff. But whatever. At the end of the day, no more spraying and praying. Like, no more is what you're saying. I'm not going to go to every single thing out there. I'm going to be strategic at the things that I go to so they align with my goals, they align with my brand, so on and so forth. So it's actually yielding a result for you, as opposed to you just spending time in these events or these tasks that don't yield the result. Is that kind of like what you're saying?
Well, the thing for me, the thing wasn't about getting results for me. 2023 was about eyeballs for me.
Mm-hmm.
I
People
needed
see.
as many eyeballs as because I had did a lot of work previous, but because of COVID, I didn't get to run it up from
You had a pause.
yeah. So it was just like, yo, 2023, we gonna run it up. You're gonna see this face everywhere as much as I can put it, because I need eyeballs on what I'm doing. Now that I have the eyeballs, now it's like, all right, let's fine tune and filter out some of those eyeballs we don't care about.
Well, yeah, I know you care about them because you're a good person, but it's just that they're not in your path anymore.
All right, some of the eyeballs that are here for entertainment purposes versus the people
There you go.
who are looking to learn.
I like it. I like that. So, all right. So we got the overall vision. Now, what's some of your goals? What's some of the things that you want to say come January 3rd, 2025 that you were able to accomplish in 2024?
Big Reach will be the biggest PR agency in Miami. That's no question.
I like it.
Because what we've done literally in the last 8 months is we've wrapped circles around the people who have been here for a really long time. And I can just see that from the Google search result. These people have been in business 10, 15, 20 years doing PR. And here we are, not even less than, I would even say 1 year, because Big Reach was really the brand castle, just rebranded into the PR part. So Big Reach is less than 1 year old on paper. But I already see what's happening from a local standpoint. Now, that's the small goal.
Yeah.
Is the local standpoint. But I ain't never been a local guy ever in my life. So when it comes to this PR thing, I don't want to expose PR, but I'm going to double down on pulling the curtain back on a lot of the magic tricks that go on in the public relations space. So that's my biggest goal, though. Like I've really already let stuff go in 2023 that I'm not bringing to 2024. So it's really allowing me to really focus on growing Big Reach, right? We finally get some team members, and I'm going to get better at really sending people Brooks way and stop answering people in general, right? Yeah. And then as far as real estate capture goes, this is the year of completely removing myself from that business, because
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, because I have some big plans and some big ambitions happening where I may relocate and I may be in 2 states at once. So I have to really focus on making sure that thing can run and I could just manage it from anywhere and not really have to be doing photo shoots and meeting with clients and introducing ourselves to real estate agents and all of that. Nah, not in 2024. We're not doing that.
I love it, man. Inspiring. Very inspiring. I'm aligned with you on the fact that we need to be more strategic. So I am definitely going to share that goal with you as an overall vision, is to be more strategic, no more spraying and praying. I want to be very tactful in what I do. Not only the events I go to, but who I approach to being on a stage. Because my biggest goal is that I've done public speaking inside of a corporate environment, and now I want to be in the public. I want to touch as many lives as possible in a positive way. So that's my overarching goal. Smaller down, I want to be able to get collab studios on autopilot, full autopilot. I want to remove myself completely, put in a studio manager, have that person handle all the bookings, and have multiple engineers. Now, not to say that we haven't gotten there in 2023, because we do. We've been on some events and we've been like, yo, this is nice, bro. You're getting some passive. I'm getting some passive. We're kind of hanging out and enjoying the fruits of that hard work. But I want to grow it a lot bigger. I want to add more people into the network, more studios into the network. I feel like there's a big opportunity in that event-based industry to unite the people that are in that space, the owners, the business owners, the studio owners in that space, and get them some insight. Because honestly, there's a lot that we've met with in 2023 that we were really shocked and surprised at how they were able to still maintain and keep those doors open. But hey, You know, even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So we want to make sure we're helping as many people as possible. So notice how some of my goals and some of my visions are aligned with Baron because I've said it before. Baron's my accountability partner. I hold him accountable to stuff. He holds me accountable to stuff. But we have a synergy within our businesses, and that's why we work well together. It's not that we're in competition with each other. We try to help each other as much as possible, but we have our own highways, so to speak. And the media highway, I'm blown away. Look, if you're listening out there and you don't have a PR and marketing agency and you feel like a little competition, you like sports, we love it. If you don't have a podcast studio and you want one, I'll come and set it up for you. Hit me up. I'll hit you with my consulting fee. I'll give you all the juice. Competition is good, guys. It's just the right competition. You know, you don't want to be sitting here playing in Toys R Us. Like we're doing real business out here, y'all. We're not faking the funk. We're real entrepreneurs. Okay, we're making money off of the stuff we do. I'm transparent. I have a 9 to 5. Baron has been privileged enough to get out of the rat race, and now he's doing his thing, living his dream. But we're both, on this road to growth, right? So those are some of my goals. Now, what are first steps, B? What are some first steps for you, and then I'll share some first steps for what I want to do.
For me, I had to. I mean, like I said, 2023, I had to let a lot of stuff go. Because I'm only one guy, and as much as a superhero as I thought I was, I always had this thing in my mind: if I have all of these streams of income happening at the same time, then boom, one pot can cover another pot when one pot is low, and I just had this thing, right? What I realized was doing all of that was, man, I was all over the place, right? I could not really focus on growing one because time I'm dedicating to one is time I'm losing away from the other. Mm-hmm. So it's like, even though I'm doing all of these things, one is going to get more focused than the other one. Usually that's the one that's doing the best. So it's like, why don't we get this to where the financial goal is where it needs to be first, and then let's go revisit that stuff once this is where it should be. So I think this year, I feel good letting some stuff go, and I'm cooking up something different that's got me excited for 2023. That's not really, I love photography, right? But I'm not where I'm at in photography right now. It's not. I'm not fulfilled by it, by the work that I do. And I think some of this new stuff, because I'm really going to be merging this photo thing and some business stuff, I think it's got me excited. Not really about starting a new business, because we know that's makes me excited and I get all motivated. But that's something that it's in the works. I'm brewing something.
So I love how you're trying to keep it close to the chest. But because I know you so well, I'm going to expose one of your first steps. And this is going to shock a lot of people. And I feel like people get to experience this whenever you go to an event and you show up at a photo pit. I feel like they get shocked by this. But I want y'all to know, like, B, what specifically are you, and you put this on social media with Frame by Da Vinci, but what specifically are you doing right now? You put out a post recently that you were looking for a model because you wanted to do what?
I can't say right now. I got NDAs.
No, I know that. But you were gonna do a trade work, which any photographer that's watching this is gonna hear you say that you're looking for a model to take pictures for free. Right? To get this content. And let's just focus on the YouTube channel part. Yeah. I know the other stuff you're still brewing. What are you doing when you shoot a model for free and you're doing this YouTube channel stuff? So people, if there's any models watching and they can hear this, how they can tap in. Go ahead and share that.
So one of my personal goals and I tell people, this is the thing about entrepreneurship. It's not, can you create something and then make money, right? It's how can you take the skills from when you learn and created something to do it again. I've been privy enough to have a lot of ideas go through this brain and see them actually get to where they made some money. Once I make the first $10, that's all I need. And I'm like, oh, this works. If somebody was willing to pay me something, that lets me know I have something. Now, what do I do to scale it? That's up to me. The thing with this photography thing for me is I play way long games and I play big games, right? So I'm at a place in my life that I don't have to be a full-time photographer if I don't want to. Like I can be very selective with who I shoot with. I can do free shoots and it don't bother me that it's just like, oh man, I didn't get paid for that and now I can't make rent. Like I don't even operate out of that space. So what I'm trying to do is I could pay a model or a model could pay me to shoot with me. But if I'm working on like I want to monetize Frame by Da Vinci this year. That's one of my major goals, right? We monetized Barry McQueen in I think 8 months and 46 videos.
Yeah.
Right? We got monetized. Because Frame by Da Vinci actually has a really good audience that's completely separate from Barry McQueen, but it's for the creative community. I really need to monetize that page. So what I'm doing is a lot of the people that I'm shooting with for free, I'm not really shooting it for free because it's to get monetized. Like, let's be clear. I'm helping you because maybe you trying to build your portfolio or you need new birthday photos or whatever. But I need this content for YouTube so I can be consistent with releasing these videos because now I've done it for my Barry McQueen page. So now I know I'm a far way away from 40 videos on Frame by Da Vinci to get those watch hours, to get those subscribers. I've been running up the shorts to really get views. So that's a big goal for me for 2023. Frame by Da Vinci has to be monetized.
And I want to be clear, like you have the overarching goal of getting the channel monetized, but you also have your next steps.
Yes.
Those are the things that people, I feel like that's where they get into the pitfall. It's like, what's the next step? And sometimes they do a next step that is not in the direction of the goal. And then they get lost along the way. Like they get lost in the path. So one of the things that hustlers do very well, and I feel like this is what we have to hold on to as we graduate into the CEO, into the investor and stuff like that, is that when we look for opportunities, we have to do tests, case studies. We have to gather information. And if it's not me personally or you personally gathering their information, we can consult or hire someone to give us that. I'm sure we're going to get to a level where we'd have to do something like that. But for me, you guys heard, I want to be on more stages. I want to be able to do more public speaking in the public, not so much behind closed doors. So what I've been doing, my next steps that I've been doing have been consulting other people, either on public speaking, creating a studio, accomplishing goals, all sorts of those things I've done already. I would say I've done about 10 consultations in 2023, and I just put in 3 more consultations today for 2024. Now, these consultations, I'm going to be clear and transparent, are not paid for. But I've made them with a specific amount of time, just like you have rules and things you've already outlined for when you do the free shoot. What does the model get? What do I get? What expectations the model has to have? It's the same thing when I do consultations. I have specific time frame, things that we're going to go over, and so on and so forth. But B, I am so glad that in today's live, I can tell you that I have landed my first official
paid
consultation
Fire.
to set up a podcast studio in Boca Raton.
Fire.
I am mad excited about this, but I'm going to stay calm and collected because I know I had to put in some reps to get there, and I still got many more reps to go. This is not the end of the road, but I want to put this out in the public because this is the type of stuff that you would want to share. I have other things, like, for example, you guys saw me do a solo video when B had to take a break. He had a day off. Had to spend much time with his wife, which happy wife, happy life. If y'all don't know,
Big facts. If y'all ever want to see me on this channel again,
right?
know that girl better be happy.
And I want to do more solo content, but I am not gonna tell myself that is the next step or share it to the public until I do more of them. I've done one. I want to get back into it. I've done them before, but that's not my next step. My next step is something that I'm currently doing. What do I need to continue doing so I continue to walk down that path? Make sense?
Yeah.
So anybody watching, that's how simple we're gonna make it. So let's simplify it even more because we're past the half of the hour, so we need to keep this train moving. The content journey. What did it take? And B, I know it's your journey. You're a magician to this. I don't know how you do this, and I've continuously asked you, how do you get this done? You're like, bro, it's easy, bro. Like, you just have a Canva template. You just make this and this and that, whatever. Well, let's take out producing your podcast because I'm the one who produces your podcast. But let's remove that. Before you met me, you shared in one of our previous lives that you had a videographer shoot the content for you and it wasn't cut on cameras, sent you the video, and you would have to do the cutting. In addition to doing the cutting, you would have to post the video, put a description, get the thumbnail, get the social media content, post that, not even schedule it because you had to post it, right? So it's like you did all those things. Then when you got to me, it got a little bit easier because the cutting was done. And then one day I asked you, yo, are you having trouble with the lower thirds? And you're like, yeah, bro, like the computer, whatever. I'm like, bro, my computer's faster. Send me that. So we removed that element, but it's still hard. And mind you, guys, like if you're watching this, Baron has over 9 hours of episode he hasn't cut up. Besides all the other event stuff he's done, besides all the other content folders he gets from going to events and speaking. Like there's a ton of stuff sitting in the bank that y'all haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
But the stuff that he has done, he's been able to do it so clean that I can't really critique it much besides here and there, a caption here and there, a hashtag here and there. But man, talk about that content journey. How did you get to a point where I'm still trying to figure out how you post stuff? Like I got podcasts sitting there with just live. Like I don't even have a title or description on it.
The biggest thing is that helped me was templates, bro. The template game is super important, not just for the graphic purposes, but even when I was thinking about, like I always used to say, my best performing content was not overly produced, right? So even when I used to do my stuff at the red light, or I just would turn the phone on and just give some game, I still had a template for that. So that all I had to do was change the title and plug the video in. So it was just like, how can I make this process easier to get it out fast? Because it's a speed game. Mm-hmm. So templates have always been my thing. Like I want to put templates in place because if I get somebody else involved, how can they get involved and just say, oh, the template's already there. I just got to drag and drop. Mm-hmm. So I've just always been like that. Like I have a template for everything, bro. Thumbnails. I got a template for IG, vertical, post. I got a template for everything. And shout out to Canva. Like this ain't sponsored, but whoever came up with the idea of Canva, man, thank you, sir. Because doing that in Photoshop or InDesign, it was a longer process.
I mean, for me, I feel like the content creation has always been like easy. And I say that very loosely, like just pulling out the camera, pulling it out, recording the content, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But when it comes down to the template, making sure it's matching the branding with the colors and all that, I'll be honest, y'all, like I'm still going through that process. And I sent it to Baron, sent me a little feedback, a little picture with like circles outlined, like, bro,
the markup.
You need to text here. You need to do this here. And it's not like I don't know how to do it. It's time consuming, y'all. Yeah. So what I want to share is the learns that I gained from that content journey. At first, it was because I had the fear of judgment, and I wasn't comfortable with how I was being seen, how I spoke, how I looked. Like I got, now I have salt and pepper even more. So like back then I had actual black hair. You saw some of my videos. But it's like once I overcame that self-esteem part, then it was okay. Now I need to create content that's valuable. How am I adding value to other people? So then I needed to work on my presentation skills. Okay. So once I developed the way I wanted to speak, now I'm at the point of how do I make that match my brand? How do I make that look aesthetically pleasing all throughout, right? And that's where you're catching me, like understanding that part of it. So that's been my content journey. But the one biggest learn that I can give everyone is just record. The biggest success I've had in 2023 is just having a camera when I'm doing stuff. I need to get better at that. So one of my next steps this year is going to be like, even when I do, now I know we do the lives at 8 p.m. Wednesdays, but even when I do my consult calls, stuff like that, I'm going to have a camera and recording, because like sometimes you don't know what you say that can be a gem and it could add value to other people. So I definitely want to start capturing that more. And shout out to Omar Takari, who really put that game on, right? It's not about going out and creating content. It's about just capturing what you already do. Imagine you had a floating camera following you, how much content you would have of the things that you do that aren't recorded. There's been many times I've spoken on panels that I didn't get, there wasn't a photographer or someone to get. Can you imagine that? I own a podcast studio and I couldn't find a photographer or videographer. I could only imagine the people that don't have access to the creatives like that, or that hit up a photographer in the DM and then they didn't get no response, right? I can only imagine that world. And that's still a thing even in today's photography and videography market, just so y'all know.
That's a fact.
Right? So anything else you'd like to say about your content journey? Any learns that you had?
I think people have to really like I don't, I hate saying that I'm super strategic, but I'm very much strategic at what I do, right? There's a I learned a lot of that from the music business when it comes to creating content, because we didn't have all of the stuff we have now. So I was like, yo, how can I create content and be creative but in person? So think about this year for Art Basel. I treated Art Basel as if I was still an artist and I was going on tour, which is why I made that little schedule. That
multiple outfits in the
bro.
car.
Look at that graphic of just like, this is where we're gonna be. How that got everybody's attention. Like,
I appreciate that that layup there, because you were like, "Yo, where's your schedule?" And I was like, "Bro, like I was literally, we were at an event." And you're like, here's the template, man. Just
you got to tell people what you're doing. Even granted, they're not gonna go everywhere, but if they like, damn, he got a really packed schedule for Art Basel. I didn't even know some of these events that he's going to. How can I get to him, or can I look up, or is it tickets? Like, it's a lot going on during those times. So if you did not reach out to me to make it on my schedule for next year, you want to be a little more prepared, and I can add you to my calendar. And that's how I did it. But I used to do that for music. Like, I used to create my own tours, right? So I would put up a flyer and it'd be Ciroc Life Tour. And I would have every Friday a new show in a new state. And I would just go. Nobody had to book me. I just like, look, I'm coming there. This is what I want at the door. Or do I need to rent out the space for a certain amount of time? And I make sure the bar makes their money and the rest go to me. So even if I wasn't getting paid directly from a promoter, I was getting the door money. I was getting paid one way or another. I'm gonna get this bread. And that's all from the music business, bro.
I love it, man. So look, if y'all haven't gotten any value after watching for 40 minutes, or if maybe you just spent a little bit of time and now you caught up at the 43rd minute, leave a comment below. Like, just be like, yo, thank you, whatever. Even a little thumbs up will help. I don't mean to do the shameless plug thing, but I gotta instruct y'all on what to do to keep this momentum going. That's not gonna stop us. We're gonna still do it. But hey, give us a little bit of cheer while we're running this marathon, because it's definitely a long one. I'll tell you that much.
That's a fact.
Right? So let's move into this nice miscellaneous section. What things have you done this year already in these 3 days that we've been in 2024? Let's put people on the pace at which we are. Because when we sit here and we say like, yo, we're the hybrids, like it's very rare that we meet people that are like-minded. It's not just because we like Haagen-Dazs ice cream or long walks on the beach. Like, it's not because of that. We move at a specific pace.
Yeah.
Baron holds me accountable to that pace. I hold him accountable to the pace. And it's just something that we do. So I want y'all to get a little bit of insight to that. What have you done in the last 3 days, B?
I've had 7 photo shoots for real estate and measured 3 houses for the window company. That's just in the last 3 days. The thing is That's not even nothing to do with Big Reach. What I learned from being an entrepreneur over the last 5 years is that transition period from Christmas to January, after New Year's, wherever New Year's falls, I don't start reaching back out to businesses until the following Monday. Because you'll learn, especially now in this PR space, you'll see this because you get pitched all the time. You're not gonna start getting pitches again until next week.
Yeah,
It's gonna
I
be
noticed that.
it's gonna be slow.
Yeah.
So what I do is I use this downtime to prep and get ahead a couple weeks, right? So I already got my emails are scheduled to go off Monday at 9 a.m. Straight up. Like anybody I've talked to, this stuff is scheduled already. So I use this whole week because I know some people are still out of town. Some people still vacationing. Some people took the extended Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they're not coming back until what's that, the 11th or whatever Monday is. I'm cool with that. So because I know that and I know this pattern, okay, well, I'm gonna use this time to prep because I was technically prepping in 2023, but my wife's birthday came up and I had to shut some stuff down. Then boom, I wasn't on the phone, but I was definitely texting and still emailing, right? So, but it's just like you got to be prepared. I think that's the biggest thing. Like if you didn't prepare in 2023, well, you're gonna get them same results this year.
Mhm.
I prepared for what my 2024 is gonna look like, and it might be a new home studio location. You feel me?
So I'm gonna add some stuff to that just because I get privy to, I pay for your monthly group, your mastermind group, but I just so happen to get a little bit more insight because we do daily calls and stuff like that. If y'all want to get in on it, what's the platform again? Violet?
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet. You have it on your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
But that's where he shares a lot of information and you can have one-on-ones with him. But the idea is that Barron's not only ending 2023, he put together a big reach team of over what, 5 people? About 5 people? He's
Six.
thinking 6 people. There you go. 6 people heading like right in the last weeks of 2023.
Yeah.
Heading into 2024, we had a couple of brainstorming sessions, January 2nd, which was yesterday, and we discussed some systems and processes and stuff like that. And not only that, but you found the certification that anyone that joins the team at Big Reach is able to get a PR certification. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Right, and that's in less than 2 days, right? Not only can I speak about your text messages, your DMs, and all the stuff that you've done, I want just so people get a holistic picture of all of the things that you do that people maybe take for granted or think that are not as valuable or maybe beneath them. You do everything and above from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Right? So you go from outreach through text, DMs to email marketing outreach to even your team and doing stuff for them. The other day you were at Brooks photo shoot assisting, lighting assistant. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, and I'm just trying to paint the picture because people sometimes say that being an entrepreneur or having success in this space is luck. And I know that there's a lot of gurus out there and a lot of really respectable, famous people that have said it's not luck, it's the hard work that you put in. But I'm going to even take it to the next level and say it's the way that you process stress. I feel like we process stress at a way different way than most people do. Like a rock or a wrench could be thrown in our system and we'll just be like, okay, cool, that engine's shut down, turn on the right engine and let's keep going. Right? We have to keep a cool, calm, collected mentality heading on this journey, right? So I just wanted to share that picture for him. B, I know you know a lot of the stuff that I've been doing because I balance all sorts of stuff, but I want to talk about one specific thing that I did today that yielded a really big result. And it's what you talk about all the time. Just do the outreach, just put it out there. Even if you have to do cold calls, like just reach out, share what you want to do, share what value you have. So today I go through my DMs, and I'm big on DM etiquette. That's how we met. We met about a year and a half ago, right? I know y'all have this too. So go to your Instagram while you're watching the video. Don't worry, the video will stay playing. And go to your DMs and swipe and start to see the people that you last communicated with as you ended 2023. I did this. And I went through all those people and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let me remember. Okay, where were we at? Okay, we were at this event. I looked at the last message they sent me and I said, okay, well, let me craft. Hey, it's 2024. What are we going to do this year? Are we going to collaborate? We're going to work together. Let's do a podcast. Let's do something. And I tailored the message specifically to their brand. I see you're doing this. Let's do this together. Let's do this. I presented an idea, or I said, is there a problem you need me to solve? Is there something that I can add value to you? So if any of you that are watching on the replay received a DM from me, just know you're on my top 10 list of things to do. I will follow up with you. Now, out of all those DMs, I sent about 30, 40 DMs.
Okay.
Not that I'm that popular because I don't know all these people. Some of them just showed up in my DMs because they hit me up from content they saw. I got 19 replies, B. 19 replies. That's a decent turnaround. But that means that now on the third day of 2024, I now have all the replies like, yo, I'm free this day and this day. Can we schedule a time? Yeah, I'm sure. Let's do this. When can we do it? Like some were specific dates and some were like, hey, I like the message. Let's do something together. And it's something that I don't know, just came over me. I was just like, I'm going to do the outreach. 2024 is going to be the beginning of a year that I do something different, not the same thing, trying to expect a different result. And I was highly surprised, man.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. I feel like I capitalized on the environment of that New Year's resolution. People want to do change. They want to do new things. So I was like, I didn't consciously think about this. I was like, let me just send messages out. And now having a conversation with you, I'm like, they probably responded because of that feeling of the New Year's resolution. And they're like,
see, maybe your DM held them accountable that they bullshitted in 2023. And now you checking them like, all right, let's not let another year go by and we ain't do nothing.
That's true. That's very, very true. I think, you know what? The consultation call that I had today about the paid consult came from that DM string. One of the people said, bet. I said, they send me your link to schedule an appointment. And they scheduled the link. They scheduled an appointment. It showed up on my calendar today. I was like, oh, snap, let's go.
If people played the numbers game, they would just get to the number, right? So let's say this, right? You reached out to how many people? 30? 34?
About 30. Yeah, about 30.
All right, you reached out to 34 people. That yielded 19 results, right? So imagine you went all the way to 100. And that's the numbers game people don't play. They like, man, I reached out to somebody, I ain't heard nothing back. Yeah, go to the next person.
Some of them, by the way, some of them were my messages only. And I was like, man, I tried like paragraphs and they won't respond. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. It's not working, so let's keep going.
7 touch points, bro.
Explain that to people because maybe people don't know that.
The way people react is always going to be different, right? But if I DM'd you and you didn't respond, it's like, all right, cool. But then I sent you an email the next day. Say, hey, tried to hit you on Instagram. I know people's DMs get flooded, man. Thought it may be easier to hit you on the email. Then they don't respond. Text them. Hey, man, I forgot we actually exchanged contact. Here I am DMing you and emailing you, and I had your number in my phone, man. Let's set it up. This is the touch. These are the touch points. Is somebody going to be mad? Like, Jesus Christ, this guy is really hunting me down. Or they going to be like, man, he really is persistent. I respect that.
I'm gonna do something. Yo, 2024, y'all better be ready. I'm gonna go from the top. If you watch this late, this is the bonus gift you get. I'm gonna give a shout out to these people. So from the top of the list, these are just most recent responses. So they're not from importance or not. Yanalise Aguila hit me back. She's like, let's go. I think we have an appointment set for the weekend, she said. Kraken Golf. Kraken Golf is a company that sells golf products. Reached out to me. I hit them up with the ambassador DM with saying, hey, do you have an ambassador program? They asked me, do I have a podcast? I said, bet, let's do it. You're going to come on the live. So Kraken Golf, if you're watching this, if not, you're going to see them on one of the lives coming up on a Wednesday. Underhill Studios, back from vacation. He's ready to rock and roll. A2F Will, shout out to A2F. They're doing big things. Hit me back. I appreciate it. Gil Dormius, Fabiola Angulo, and that's the one we met on the Shiseido boat.
The
Hit her up.
magazine owner.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? It goes against my DM etiquette rules or whatever, but she sent me a DM when we were on the boat just saying hi. And you know we hate that, like, hey, what's up? Like,
but that was a top of mind.
But I think it was the top of mind thing, and I just followed up with the DM, and she's like,
we didn't get good service on the boat, so people was just like, yo, let me just.
Mary Jo Shore, you know Mary Jo. She's from the what's it called? The Miami Socialholic. We saw her at the Puttery. I said, yo, it's 2024. I was like, it's a pleasure meeting. You know what? I'm gonna tell people what I DM. It was a pleasure seeing you in 2023. Let's set something up for 2024. Is there any goal or mission that you want to accomplish this year? She said, I am. Let's talk. January 11th. She already gave me a date. So put it out there. Yo, there's so many people. I mean, I could keep Aaron the speaker, Melissa Ruby, Lauren Giannis. Yo, you know who Lauren is. You want to share that one? Or are you gonna keep that
Stay
one?
Stay tuned.
Check out her account. She's an amazing artist. To check out Anthony Mendez. Yo, these are the good people. This is what we talk about. When you're going through this journey, you're gonna meet people that are gonna waste your time. You're gonna meet people that are just not ready. They're not in that same mindset. But these people that I just listed are people that were close to our circle that have touched us or we've touched them in a certain way. And let's keep that conversation going, right? Let's not leave it in 2023. Let's bring it to 2024 because there's a lot that can come from it. You want to shout out some people? You know, I know you got names, man. You famous. Give me one person. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
let's go through. I was texting people.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Don't share their number, but you can.
All right, so we got Mo Nikki. She's the owner of Renegade Studios in Doral.
Okay.
We just had a lot of miscommunications, never got up to chop it up and collab about doing some PR. So that meeting's already set for this Friday at 2:30.
Nice.
Shout out to my guy Zyzo from Offbeat 305. Now we in a partnership where we can start running some mobile ads through the city in both Fort Lauderdale and Miami with his mobile LED cars.
Also, if they see Big Reach on the LED cars.
Yeah. But now we can offer it to our clients, right? Now that we have a partnership with them, so we can offer that to our clients. Shout out to Maria Acosta, one of my real estate clients. She been lit up over the last 3 days. Like, she just hit me like, yo, we going tomorrow. We got another one. Bridget Home, I was supposed to actually have her on the podcast this Friday, just doing my follow-ups. Sebastian, got him set up for the Cavallino Classic in January. Lauren Giannis, I sent her a record that I wrote, and I'm like, yo, yeah.
Don't give him too much. You already gave it.
Yeah.
What about Robin? You hit up Robin?
I haven't talked to Robin.
I hit her up.
Quinn KB, shout out Quinn.
Oh, Quinn is in the list.
We try and get Quinn, like, yo, Quinn ready for New York Fashion Week already. So that works.
Ricky also hit me up about New York Fashion Week. So
I mean, that's just and I owe Kiana some pictures. So but nah, man, it's just been like really following up with everybody. Like, for me, I gotta really be strategic in the approach. But this is the top of the year, right? That year is closed out. So whatever money you didn't spend that you got left over to spend in 2024, be on the lookout for my emails dropping on Monday, because this is where I'm going to do all my follow-up for the people that's been sitting in that Pipeline Pro. Huh?
Yeah, I missed the Pipeline Pro email newsletter. I think you had set it up. You had it set up, and then now it wasn't sending, and now you're gonna start it up again.
I'm gonna do them from Big Reach. I'm not gonna do them specifically from Baron, Correct.
Got it. I was loving those. Those things are amazing. So if y'all haven't seen his email newsletters, they add so much value. I promise you, from personal experience. Sign up for them. Check out BarronMcQueen.com or BigReachPR.com, right?
Yeah, it's gonna come from
Big Reach.
BigReachPR.com.
Sign up on that one. So, man, we're here. We made it to the end of our first live for 2024. There's going to be many more coming. 12 more. No, a bunch more. I can't do the math right now. A bunch more coming, but let's leave them with a good positive message like we always do at the end of the show. What do you got?
Tell people about your business.
Mm.
I think for people who don't even spend any marketing dollars, they just don't even tell nobody that they have a business. I think they just think it's just going to be people going to magically find it. But if you ain't even spending marketing dollars on it, you should be telling every person you meet, even if it don't know. Say, hey, man, you know I own a plumbing company, man. You ever got a clogged toilet, man, be afraid to hit me up. And if you don't, here's my card and give it to a family member. Eventually, when somebody's toilet is messed up, they're going to remember that one guy that they didn't need you at the time. But when it comes, where is that card? They're going to be throwing stuff all over their house trying to find that card for that guy they met. So you just got to tell people about your business, right? If you ain't going to tell them, put the logo on your clothes, do something to just let people know about the business. Like, you know how many people hit me up just because I had the shirt on and they just see this. They don't read the small residential commercial aerial drone. They just like, oh man, you a realtor? Because all they see is real estate.
Yeah.
I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm a real estate agent.
Yo, I'm going to add to that. I agree. Yes. Tell people about your business. And I would say, and be fearless at that approach. You got a chance to see this towards the end of 2023, and you gave me props for it. But when you're at events, when you're somewhere, anywhere, you're standing in line at the supermarket, whatever it is that you're doing, take an opportunity to just connect with another human being. Nowadays, I know it's very tough because there's a lot of emotions out there. If you watch the news, you could get really paranoid. You could feel really scared with the environment that we're in. But at the end of the day, we're human beings.
Yes.
So what I tried to do at the end of heading toward the end of 2023 is be fearless at approaching anybody and everybody. This means, not for nothing, I have a Puerto Rican wife, so I'm not going to say too much about this, but if it's female or male, I will approach you and say, hey, what's up? More males than females. But the idea is that you want to approach as many people as possible. Be fearless. You never know what can come from it, what opportunities can come from it, or just at the very least, what insight and perspective this human being can share with you. I know that we had a lot of really good connections in 2023, and from what you saw heading in toward the end, just know it's going to be amplified about times 10. So any event you take me to, I will warn you, I will be delighted. What's up, man?
When you go to these events now and you be in full influencer mode, how does it make you feel seeing other people's reaction to it?
I'm really surprised. I'm shocked because honestly, I went through a lot of self-esteem stuff, and it's not that like I was in depression mode or anything, but I just didn't feel confident with myself. And when I do this and I approach people, I'm really surprised at their reactions. Like most people welcome it with open arms. Like I haven't received negative response, even from like a female. Like, typically females get hit on and stuff. So I try to be very careful at my opening line and not make it like cringy or whatever. I think my last line was like, yo, I've seen you at a lot of these events. Are you somebody important? Are you like a reporter or something? Like, what's going on, right?
But you're smart enough to know that that's a like compliment on the low.
You gotta navigate the market a little bit. But honestly, the way it's made me felt is really surprised, man. I feel empowered. I feel like, I value my opinion more. And I feel like a lot of people are gaining perspective from my thoughts. And it's not just staying in here. I'm actually helping people out. So I'm excited to see what 2024 is going to bring, man. Like, I'm just, I'm warning y'all. Any event I'm coming to, come up to me, bro. Like, I think one event we were at the Hard Rock and you're like, hey, this is Frankie. She follows you. She sees all your lives and stuff. I'm like, yo, what's up? Because I really want to be that person. I'm not like, I am this person in real life. Like you meet me in person, I'm gonna want to talk to you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
want to ask you questions. Unless I get the vibe that you just want to chill and hang out, we'll drink whiskey. But the idea is that I really want to show up. I'm not just someone behind the camera that acts this way, and then in public I'm like, yo, stay away from me. I'm antisocial. I like to talk. You know that. I like to talk all day long. And it's not the liquor. It doesn't give me courage juice. It's just how I am. But yeah, no, thank you for the question. I really appreciate it.
I was just curious, man.
I know your curiosity is still.
Bro, because when I met you, man, it was just the all black T-shirt with the black
still like
hat, with the black jean, with the black sneaker. But that Shiseido boat, bro.
Yo, I was just gonna ask you. Yo, we're going on overtime right now, but yeah, what favorite outfit of the year that you've seen the
favorite outfit of the year? I got two.
Two?
Yeah,
I thought Shiseido had it, and you weren't gonna.
Shiseido is number one.
All
But
tan,
the
by the
Big
way,
Reach
guys.
networking event was number two.
Oh, okay. So tan undershirt, tan over button up, and then the corduroy beige pants. That's what he's talking about. And then the Big Reach event was the blue cardigan underneath a white collar, right? And then blue jeans ripped up with some brown shoes. I'm coming up with some more fashion this year, bro. I'm gonna do some more fits. I'm downloading the fashion apps. If you're a stylist, hit me up. Quinn, let's get it. Whatever y'all want, bro. Like I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. I'm gonna buy off Shein, y'all. I don't think I'm super loaded, y'all. So I'm gonna buy off Shein, go to Old Navy, whatever it is, but I'm gonna put together these fits. Even if we got a thrift, B. That love for upcycling got me inspired, bro. Like y'all if y'all haven't seen it, man, go on Baron's thing. Go check out Love for Upcycling, bro. A lot of those fits. Man. Did you not look at those fits and be like, yo, those look like,
especially because it was heavy on the denim. So I've had all of this denim I've been securing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you still got some stuff. Yeah, let's put that on the list.
It's a pile over there.
It's literally sitting right over there, right? All right, man. We went into overtime, but that's about it, man. If y'all didn't get no inspiration, I don't know, go watch some other guys or whatever. But I hope y'all got inspired and had value today. We will see y'all like every week, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Thank y'all so much. Peace.
I'm out.